in 99% of cases, do not need a keyboard cover for your Magic Keyboard. This keyboard is one of the most resilient superpower keyboards I've ever seen in my life. Even here you can see this is fresh, and trust me, I do some stupid shit with my tech. Look how dirty this is. It's extremely dirty. And somehow it has become clean. Now, the only time you should use a keyboard cover for your Magic Keyboard, and bearing in mind I have not cared about this, is if you're in sand. That's the only time. Because I've traveled a lot, I've used this extensively next to a beach. And what happened is, obviously, as you know, the sand went under the keys. And because the sand went under the keys, that is the only time I recommend using a keyboard cover with a Magic Keyboard. 99 times out of 100, you don't need one. Now, for your MacBook, yes, 100% use a keyboard cover, because the MacBook keys can get a lot more dirty. I don't know how Apple made this, but this is, one of my favorite devices ever. Now, I kind of still recommend using a keyboard cover if you get a good one from Amazon, because as you can see, it's a little bit dirty. You see here, there's coffee here, there's stuff here, but generally, you don't really need one. Like if you're using it in an office environment or whatever, you don't need one. But at the same time, it offers you insurance, because as you know, the worst thing that can happen is water. Water is the #1 opposition for every electronic device. So if you did spill something on here, at least if you had a protected covering, it would be, somewhat protected. And also, and this is just the general information, you need a screen protector for your iPad. You can watch my video where I explain, but as you can see, it's just one little crack. It's not that big. My iPad is finished. It does not work correctly. Absolutely finished. You can see the iPad, even the Magic Keyboard, isn't getting any inputs. So it's so finished. I don't know, it might be because of the sand in the Magic Keyboard that it doesn't even register the device. So this is the only time. If you are on the sand or on the beach and you use this, for one thing, you shouldn't really be using electronic devices in the beach, because the sand gets inside. Because the sand, the only way I was able to charge my iPad, even before I destroyed it, by simply just dropping it from here, it wasn't a big drop. It's not like I dropped it from 10 feet. No, the only reason I was able to use it was because of the pass-through charge. This didn't have sand in it. So this is the only way I could have charged this iPad. But because I was using it in the sand so much, the sand obviously went in the USB ports, making it unusable. You understand? So I would still use, because it's not expensive. You appreciate the Magic Keyboard. Can't remember on top of my head, but it's at least like $350. It's expensive. Now, keyboard cover is what? $8, $10. And then, just to get that extra peace of mind to protect your Magic Keyboard. Because one thing I noticed is, even before this got destroyed, when I flicked up with the triple tap, it didn't work. So obviously there's sand under this trackpad, isn't it? So to protect against sand, protect against grime, you really do need a screen protector for your Magic Keyboard. But not necessarily all the time. If you're working in the office, you're working at home, you don't really need one, innit? But it's all bearing in mind the cost that you're paying relative to how expensive this keyboard is nothing. So you might as well get a Magic Keyboard screen protector. Why not?